This is Danielle with Maui Crochet. I'm going to be teaching you some very basic crochet methods, and then we're going to work up to some more advanced crochet. For now, I'm going to be teaching the most basic, which is the chain. First, I recommend as a beginner that you use a hook around a size J. This is approximately 6 millimeters. The measurements are printed on the hook, which makes it much easier to identify. I'm also using an acrylic blend yarn, which is of a medium weight and very easy to work with. To begin with, you have to make a slip stitch. I do this by wrapping the tail of the yarn over the front of my hand, looping it around the back of my hand, and then pulling the yarn behind the tail near my fingers and pulling. This is a slip stitch. Once again, the tail of the yarn over the front of the hand, looping the yarn around the back of the hand, pulling it around the front and through the yarn to pull it tight into a slip stitch. Once you have your slip stitch, you can insert the needle into the hole and pull it taut onto the needle. I recommend holding the needle with the hook pointed towards yourself and your thumb and index finger on the indented part of the needle for comfort. In order to make a chain, which is the most basic crochet stitch of all, and the beginning for every project that you'll ever do, you want to start by looping the yarn over the back of the needle, catching it on the hook, and pulling it through the hole of the slip stitch. This will make your first chain. If you loop it over the back again, catch it on the hook, and pull it through, you will get the beginnings of a chain. It's very important to keep your consistency even. You want the tension on the yarn to maintain to be the same, or as close to the same as possible throughout all of your work. And the tension on the yarn is very important to make your work look even and universal. Otherwise you get big holes and a very tight yarn that's hard to work with. As you can see, this is about 8 stitches that I've done, and I'm starting to form the beginning of my chain. Once again, over the back of the hook, you catch the yarn right at the front of the crochet needle, and then you just pull it through the loop that is on the hook. No matter what you're doing, you will always have at least one loop on your crochet hook. If for some reason the yarn falls off of your hook, like this, oops, just reinsert the needle into the closest loop that you can find, the last loop that you've done, and start again. Looping over, pulling through, over, pulling through. Note that I use both hands while crocheting. My right hand is currently holding the chain on the needle in a specific area. My left hand holds tension on the yarn as I loop it over, and then I use my thumb and my middle finger to grab my chain and pull it through. Everybody will have their own technique, but the chain is the most important part of any crochet project. So enjoy.